Hello, this is the RPG Crawler, and welcome back to Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. We are bound back to the Radiant Court to talk to that alchemist to get something about that guy's gem. Here we go, and encounter several brutish-looking thugs emerge from nearby alleys. Something I did catching up with me?
Well, if it isn't Arca's new business partner, that's quite a lot of coin you two exchanged.
Huh? It was a one-time deal.
Right. We all know Arca's been itching to come out of retirement and claim a bigger slice of dunnage for himself.
Dude, it was 700 pyres. The hell?
Think I'll send him your head as a reminder to stick to selling grog and flea-infested beds.
Hey, not a problem? Okay. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to go ahead and grab put a tentacle up. And we will go ahead and try to puppet master this dude. You get to mark this guy, and then wow, damn near one-shot him. He's dominated, good. And there is our tentacle. We'll go ahead and grab you because you done angered me. All right, you will go ahead and reap this dude. Boom. You go ahead and killing bolt this pistolier, thank you. You can go ahead and try and tag these people with a paralysis. Or petrification, rather. Continue to wail on this guy. Oh, you're running out of the AE. I see how it is. Well, you know what you can do? You can try and knock him down. Actually, try and deal with this guy. Alright, Seraphim. Do some damage to this one. And he's down.
What is it?
Alright, go ahead and tag this one with a necrotic lance. He's paralyzed. Mark this guy. Oh, cut him into pieces. And he's down. Just getting obliterated left and right. Oh, nice. We got a wraith. Attack this one. Weaken him. Pillar of Faith does nothing. Go shark mode. And tear into this guy. Just rip him to shreds. Alright. What do these guys have? Anything useful?
You have my attention.
Doesn't matter if it's useful or not. I'm looting it. We got a Ring of Minor Protection, some Boots of the Stone, Vine Saber. Was that a Grimoire? I don't think it was a Grimoire. That was like a... Yeah, it was a Grimoire. Okay. Alright. Alright then. Well, they should know better than to ambush me. It's not like I leave any survivors. Alright, let's go down here and talk to Rosanella. There we go.
If it's a drink you're wanting, I got enough grog stock to drown a shark. Food's another story. What are you having? You a double.
Pietro sent me to you.
I guess the last concoction I made for him didn't do the trick then. Poor bastard. There's one last tincture recipe I know that won't kill him. Probably. It's called Andra's Bile, but I don't have all the ingredients in stock. You'll need a rotten hagfish, an unripened palm stone, and a vial of fire kelp extract. Have him mix it all with a half tankard of grog, and well, hope for the best.
Alright, so I need a rotten hagfish, an unripened palm stone. Where can I find the ingredients?
Around Lifter's refuse for the rotten hagfish. You might be able to find
I think I actually have
palm
that.
stone for sale somewhere in Radiant Court. Archer in the King's Coffin usually keeps some fire kelp extract on hand for special purposes.
Alright.
Be careful when dealing with.
Why didn't you try the Andra's Bile earlier?
I did tell you the list of ingredients, eh? He'll have stuff dribbling out of both ends for a week. Maybe two if he's really
Why do I need to get a rotten hagfish, not a regular
It's
hagfish?
to make him vomit, remember? A rotting hagfish produces a special oil once.
Alright, yeah, okay. I get that. So let's see. First of all, maybe we can find some,
What would you like to buy?
not this dude. Berna.
A repeat cast? What can I stock you up with?
Do you have any unripened palm stones?
Of course I do. But they're no good to eat when they're not ripe. Will make you sick so long as they're purple, aye. Tell you what though, I'll still sell you what I got. Just don't eat them till they're brown.
Alright. So you got it. There we go. I'll buy one. And then I've got the rotten hagfish, correct? Yeah, I've got the rotten hagfish. So I just need Lifter's Refuge. Got that. Got that. And the only thing I need left is fire kelp extract. Back to the King's Coffin. Yeah, I need to buy something.
What can I do?
Got any fire kelp extract for sale?
Sure do. And at a generously discounted price too. 250.
I'll take the vial of the extract.
Be careful you don't get any of it in your eyes. Burns like a mother. Oh, burns like you wouldn't believe. Wouldn't wish that sting on anybody. Not even my worst enemy. Actually, yeah. Yeah, I would.
He chuckles deeply to himself as he hands you the vial of fire kelp extract. I ran into a friend of yours, Elmond the Fox.
No friend of mine. Let me guess. He claimed I recruited you and that I'm coming out of retirement. I don't know why no one ever believes me when I tell them that I've put that life behind me. Especially since I tend to kill him.
He shakes his head.
In any case, I suspect old weasel-faced Eamon didn't survive his encounter with you. No, bastard never did know when to back down.
Alright, farewell. Let's deal with this then. Here we go.
Oh my god, just kill me now.
Skin pasty, upper lip beaded with sweat, the sailor sways and moans.
Oh, my gold-starved soul and stupidity. Andra, save me now.
Give him the ingredients for Angelbal. Rosanella said this should work. Hands trembling, Pietro hastily mixes the contents into a wooden mug half filled with water. With a final nervous swallow, he lifts the mug to his lips and downs the concoction. After several moments, nothing happens, and he shakes his head, expression grim. But then he goes white as a sheet. His throat mottles red, and his mouth pops open into a little O of surprise.
Oh, God! He's coming out the other end now!
Iron Gut scoops up the vomit-coated gemstone, what looks to be a black pearl the size of a small rock. He gives it a quick wipe down before thrusting it in your hands. I've gained a single black pearl.
Oh, now, if you'll excuse me, I need a change of bottoms.
Fighting back a curse, he hurries off. All of that for a for a black pearl. Didn't I already have, like, multiple black pearls? Yes, I did. So I paid all of that for just an ordinary black pearl. But I did get some experience. Okay, what do I gotta do here? Here, you.
Sure, my money's on Rauatai, but I've avoided the Brass Citadel. Not interested.
Yeah, okay. Let's go to Balefire Beacon, I think. The last place to explore in town. At least, barring any weird hidden areas. Alright. Look around here. Anybody we need? There's Balefire Tower. There's Two-Eyed Pim. And there's Captain Furrante. Let's talk to Two-Eyed Pim.
What you do to you, Casita?
The captain flourishes a sweeping bow. When he bends forward, a golden soulinet slips from his collar to dangle on the end of his chain. He tucks it away as he straightens, but not before you notice the etching on its front side. It marks him as the third chair of the Consuegla Mescasitas.
A word of advice. Guard your back in dunnage. You have not yet carved a name for yourself or your crew. Yet you choose to swim in a sea of sharks. Should one take a bite, the Consuelo will not intervene.
It's not a problem.
Elsewise, how might I be of assistance?
Tell me about the Consuegla Mescasitas.
Yes, our council of captains.
He tips his head towards the semicircle of elaborately ornate chairs lined on the other side of the room.
There are 7 seats on the Consuelo, each occupied by a high-ranking captain within the Principe. Seat holders convene to vote on a variety of issues concerning the Principe's well-being. To claim a seat, a captain must have substantial backing and sufficient power, both politically and physically. Furrante, the last Marcheso, holds the highest-ranking seat because the most ships in our entire fleet have pledged loyalty to his flag. As you can guess, the Sea Wolf, Aldis, commands the second most numerous fleet of ships. As such, she is the second chair, and I am the third.
He rolls his head on his neck as if to work out a stiff muscle.
Perhaps you would like to attend the proceedings when the Consuelo next convenes. You have my ear, Casita. Of what do you wish to discuss today?
Okay. Is there someone or someplace I should avoid while in dunnage?
You may have noticed a divide between old blood and the new, by which I mean those who descended from or otherwise hold old Valia in grand esteem, and the varied and often uncouth recruits we have since brought into the fold. I assure you the latter was supremely by necessity, though perhaps I am ill-equipped to throw stones. As a Casita of some repute, you will be most welcome in the king's coffin. But you should watch yourself throughout the radiant court.
Why do you speak like a Valian? The captain arches his dark brow.
I met Furrante decades ago. Many years I sailed as his first mate before building my own humble fleet.
With an affected shrug, he sweeps a hand to indicate the room.
When in the Principe, do as the Valians do. Unless, of course, you have no care for tradition or the continued sustainability of our way of life, like some filthy new blood.
Okay, farewell. Alright, you know what I need to do? I need to look around here. Nice statue. Let's save the game and I'll see if there's anything worth stealing. Not really. Not really. Alright, well... Captain Furrante did invite me.
Castor warned me you would come, but he did not indicate how much he'd have briefed you in advance.
The captain straightens the filled cuffs of his sleeves, ready to get down to business.
Need I remind you, the entire point of dealing with the Chaffed Cookspur was to make inroads with them. My special associate.
He tugs at his sleeve cuffs irritably.
However, we shall consider this an opportunity lost and put it behind us.
Okay, because he
Still hold.
wanted me to do something so that he could take over Crookspur.
Come, let us share a fine conversation.
I've dispatched our friend Ben with.
Taught the brutal lesson, did you?
Fingers tracing the golden solonet strung around his neck, Furrante chuckles warmly at the thought.
I hear you have a flair for the dramatic. Or should I say... explosive.
That's the guy exploded with his piano.
Disputes indeed. And you truly left Benweth's reputation in pieces.
As well as Ben with himself.
For this you have my grandest commendation.
You'd have been right amused, you would. Few sights as fine as that hard blowing 3-sheeter getting what's long been doing.
Hands on his hips, Seraphin juts his chest forward, blue fur expanding like a bird's plumage.
You are lacking in so many ways, my former ship hunter. But no one can say you are not entertaining. I myself would have enjoyed watching you put the scoundrel in his place.
Alright, that's good, but can we
Good.
talk to him about other things? Chin jutting upward, he grants you a winsome smile. His left cheek dimples as the smile spreads to show teeth.
Ahoy there yourself, Captain. What do I be but a pretty bit of man meat to dangle from a wrist? As easily forgotten as set aside.
Arms akimbo and head askance, Seraphin smirks. Furrante rubs his thumb over his golden solonet. Violent thoughts gliding over his face like dark clouds. Then he smiles, but it's a vicious expression more than a pleasant one.
A little seabird informs me that you have dealt with our mutual problem.
I literally just told you, dude.
Scoundrel Benweth.
His eyes glint as a fierce grin cuts across his face and a lone dimple
I
deepens.
hear you have a
Yeah, it's okay.
For this you have my grandest commendation.
He had it coming.
That he did.
Furrante strokes his fingers down the line of his jaw, eyes downcast in thought.
And as promised, I have prepared for you a fine prize.
Alright, cloak of protection, not bad. With a sweep of his arm, he offers you a magnificent
However,
cloak.
there is another matter of which we must now speak. I must confess to you a bit of a problem has arisen. One which speaks to your expertise with the supernatural. We've sighted a
Oh,
floating hand
nice,
that
okay.
haunts the Deadfire.
Have we any sketches of it? I wouldn't mind documenting the phenomena.
A few somewhat cool ones. Not many who encountered the floating hangman live to tell the tale, or otherwise record it. This galleon, what likely remains of the Fonferros, is a frightful legend. We have been losing ships at sea, amico, and not to those Valera ship-hunting bastards. I believe the floating hangman may be...
I'll have to deal with it then, won't I?
Fortune favors us, as I have procured a survivor from such a recent sinking. You will consider what she has to say.
Head craning abruptly to the side, he barks loud order.
Come forth, Selenia. Quickly now, or I will run rivers of your lethargic blood.
At that last, he smiles. Sun blistered and raw bone, the pirate regards you both with a discerning glare. She tongues a chapped bottom lip, but keeps quiet.
Well, spit it out, Selenia, and try not to embarrass me before our guest.
Of course, Captain. It might have pretty hard near the end, but I spit the tale as best as I can.
The pirate touches a spot at the base of her skull and winces. She glances off to the side, eyes black and full of hurt. Furrante sighs and rubs tiredly between his brows.
Go on, gent. I'm ready as I'm like to get me.
With a shiver, the pirate turns her black buttoned eyes to you. Not what happened to you?
Saw my old crew slaughtered me, my best mates, and even a few I hated. They weren't but blood and meat in the end.
Really?
It branded the back of my eyes that moment. High seas, nothing but blue all around. Then, mist so thick you could taste it. Ships sailed from within. Out of nowhere was a hunt, not for loot, but for bodies. The ship, it looked
She gropes at her hip, but there's nothing there. Fingers fumbling at the air, she bares her teeth.
rotted. The crew, they were all undead. Couldn't stop them from boarding. Couldn't kill them. Couldn't even fight them in the end.
Tell me about them, the undead.
They were dreadful. Some were clothed, like maybe they'd only recently died. Others weren't more than moving bones. One was different. Her presence was overwhelming. Heavy. Flames burned in the place of her eyes. The crew shambled hard to do her bidding. Even the
That would be
ones who
the
seemed
captain.
hardly aware.
Figured you was the captain, me.
Yep. She shrugs, gaze going far
There
away.
is a flag the floating hangman flies. A flag that once heralded the Fonferus of Old Valia. It belonged to our Darkotsi paladin of some legend, one Lucia Rivan. But Selenia's knowledge is limited in this regard. Let us instead ask her of a subject she may know.
How were you taken by surprise on the open sea?
Me and my crew were adept. Alert. Always. No. Weren't no one gonna get the jump on us. Was some magic foul. Just sudden like, the winds died, the waters fell flat and the air got heavy. They turned sky and the sea both against us. Then this thick fog roiled up.
So fog at
Midday.
midday.
Without a sound, the Spectre ship
She glides her hand in the air.
skimmed right out. It was too late. We couldn't outsail it.
When did this happen? She ruffles a hand through her short hair, scowls.
Deny me. Drifted for days, maybe longer. Kept winking in and out after I ran out of drink.
One of mine found her no more than a week ago. Malnourished, dehydrated. The poor girl was scarcely able to speak.
Well, I'm more than able to gabble now, aren't I? Could sail, too. No, you got no reason to keep me.
She flits her hands over the softness of her shirt. Again, her fingers hesitate close to her hip, the fabric crinkled there where a pistol might normally be strapped. A muscle ticks in Furrante's jaw, but he otherwise ignores her.
Perhaps there is something else you wish to ask of our guest before she departs from us.
How did you survive the attack?
Calling me Craven? Sure, I am.
She snorts. She rubs at the back of her head, rough like she needed it to hurt.
Took a knock in and I was out for a while. When I came to, they were eating Ganasco, our steward. I dropped a dinghy and rode for it. Don't know why they didn't give chase. Don't much care me.
That'll be all. Selenia cuts a glance to Furrante for confirmation. When he dismissively waves her away, her black eyes narrow and she raises her chin, defiant. But then he turns his full gaze to her, suddenly seething, and she shrinks in on herself. Fists shaking at her sides, she reluctantly retreats.
She belongs to Aldis, who undoubtedly will come to claim her soon. But that is a problem for another time.
Furrante sighs.
One moment, Watcher.
The captain scowls at Selenia's retreating back, dark anger warming his cheeks. Wait for the captain to speak.
Allow me to cut to the heart of it. Lucia Rivan, whose flag flies atop our spectral ship, was a Darkotsi paladin who died more than 200
It's like some sort of
years
death
ago.
knight, right?
It is my hope that uncovering the details regarding dear Rivan's fate in life may illuminate the nature of her undeath.
So we gotta find out about this undead paladin.
The
Okay.
only soul who could possibly shine more light
Off
on our
to
situation
Neketaka.
lies buried deep within Neketaka. One Isir the Berethian, now well rotted, I presume.
Alright, I take it you have a plan.
Indeed, I do.
He flashes you a devious grin.
Though I and mine cannot so openly venture to the depths of Neketaka,
I've already
nor
been
can
there.
we commune with the dead. You, Watcher, are adept in both of these areas. Correct. You must search the Temple of Berath on Neketaka's sacred stair. Isir's tomb within it should contain a chronicle.
Isn't that where I got
Where
ambushed by all of those
Rivan.
those shades? Do you know anything else about Lucia Rivan?
By all accounts, our Rivan was a Darkotsi paladin who sailed to the Deadfire in order to safeguard a royal weapon of Old Valia.
The paladins of the Darkotsi were legendary in their time.
A whisper of a smirk flits across her face with the last phrase, although Furrante either doesn't notice it or pays no attention.
Indeed.
He sucks in a deep breath, chest rising pridefully.
She is the epitome of Grand Valia, of magnificence, honor, and duty. Living or undead, she strives still to serve her charge. And yet, we know not why, but a Berethian priest called Isir opposed our Rivan, and fiercely. They fought to the death. Rivans, to be precise, in this very archipelago. Along with her life, Rivan lost the sword she had sworn to protect.
He traces a dreary line down his jaw.
It has, lamentably, remained unfindable since. I believe it may be why she searches the seas yet.
Who is this, Yisir the Baratheon?
Regrettably, I know little but this. He was an Ediran warrior priest of Berath, and a significantly fervent one if tales are to be believed. He chased our Darkotsi to the Deadfire, hunting her to, well, to her death. Shortly after slaughtering our brave paladin, the priest died, possibly of sickness or perhaps from a festering battle wound. He was entombed in honor of his service to Berath in Nekataka's sacred stair.
I'll see what I can do.
Gelarde, do return when you've any lead that may navigate us to where the floating hangman anchors. I will be waiting.
He nods cordially in dismissal. So yeah, that sounds like something I can do. But before I go, let's head up to the tower, to the Balefire Tower. Please don't be a dungeon crawl. Actually, I wouldn't mind a dungeon crawl. It's just I would have to prepare for it. Nope, it's just people. Okay. Ooh, stuff to steal? Is there anybody in here? Wait, what? How about you? No, you're a marauder. Is there something I can loot there?
I'll see it done.
Bird droppings crust over the iron bands of this cage. Okay, that's cool. There's like nothing up here, no one up here that I need to worry about, right? That's all good. That's all good. So I still need to find some dude that's huge enough to play the part of that god before I leave. And I think there isn't there a bounty in this place? Oh wait, there's that Amala sitting there that's blind and needs work. Perfect. Okay, so Lord Admiral Imp is in Queen's Berth. Serpent's Crown. Sacred Stair. And Lifter's Refuge in Dunnage to kill Torpor.
Didn't take you for the romantic type, Seraphim.
Have a pity and toss me a pyre, will you?
How'd you feel about playing the part of Yothus on stage?
I'm no actor. And besides, I can't barely see nothing as it is.
You just need to speak a few lines, stand there, and look intimidating.
Intimidating I can do. Reciting a bunch of namby-pamby lines is going to be the trickier part, but I'm game to try.
He sighs as he straightens his spine, standing even taller to tower over you.
Turn me in the right direction, and I'll make me way to the Radiant Court.
All right, my dude.
Tom's got a use or four, lass. And I'll be a right master of each.
Yeah, I'm gonna pretend like I didn't just hear that.
Okay, Lifter's Refuge is where... Who is? Who am I looking for down here? Torkar. Wait, this is Lifter's Refuge. Oh, Torkar. No, okay, there. He just appeared. Alright. We're going to go ahead and, actually, what I'm going to do... Okay, this guy's going to shoot me from up top. Tell you what I'm going to do is, before I talk to this guy, because we're low on time, I'm going to go to Radiant Court and deal with that acting troupe. And then we can deal with Torkar on our way out. Alright, come on over here. Calandra.
Thanks muchly for bringing Taerna back to us. Her storm and weather spells will really strike an atmosphere for the play. And now that we've got a real big brute for Aethys, we can put on a proper play. Stick around for the performance. I think you'll be plenty pleased.
She spreads her hands as if about to take a bow, but instead she snaps her fingers together and the stage darkens behind her, signaling the start of the show. So let's see how this goes.
Ladies and gentle pirates, and rapscallions too, you are in for the truest of mental treats. Without further ado, I present the Green Menace. Let us begin with our valiant new blood crews, the Lusty Rudder and Fortune's Folly. Two ships adrift at sea for weeks and weeks on a venture most daring.
They're wearing ships on their heads.
Charted islands.
Woe and torture. Months at sea with no treasure to show for it. You sure these uncharted islands exist, Captain? We ain't seen land for days.
I done charted them all.
Were they easy to find, they'd be called the Chartered Islands, wouldn't they? If you're thinking to mutiny...
Land ho! Land ho! Got a lumpy-looking island coming on the horizon.
That's no island. That be the Green Menace. We're doomed for sure.
Thought he was supposed to be blue.
Souls and gold and glory, you will give these to me. For I am a god among gods, and a true menace upon the seas. Souls and gold and glory. Blame the Dawn Star.
Oh, so now they're rousing up hatred against the Dawn Stars. Alright.
I must feed.
Will be the end for us, it will. Oh, Andra, take me now.
And that's the story of how Aethys sank a fleet of our best tars.
Really
The
now.
floating hangman, you see the Green Menace coming, you sail the other way. Thank you. Donations and gratuity are greatly appreciated.
You're running off donations.
Love us, do you see? They goddamn
So there's
loved
some
us
money.
thanks
Some
to
money.
you.
Alright. Palagina groans and puts her face in her hands. You've heard this type of groan from her before, but only when she was in intense physical pain. Oh, God. Alright.
Thanks again for your help. We couldn't have done it
Hey,
without you.
not a problem.
I did it. I remembered me lines.
How was I? Bloody marvellous, I bet.
Yep, as always. Alright, well, with that said, I'm going to call it here, and we're going to go deal with that guy at the docks on the way out. This has been the RPG Crawler with Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire. If you like what you've seen, remember to leave a like, comment, got any feedback, and subscribe for more RPG content. Until next time, take care and goodbye. And if you are still watching, I would like to take the opportunity to thank my supporters, the top tiers of which are listed on the screen, without whose support I would not have been able to offer the variety of content that I have on this channel throughout the years. If you're feeling particularly generous and would like to join them, you can support the channel. There are a variety of options to do so. I have a Patreon, a Subscribe Star, as well as channel memberships enabled. If you are not in a position to contribute, simply leaving a like, a comment, or sharing my videos are all wonderful ways to help the channel grow without spending a dime, and are all greatly appreciated.